To get started, I will be using 1 cup of long grain rice. I will also be using a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cumin, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of fresh cracked black pepper. You can use as much or as little of those seasonings as you like. That's just a good place to start. Now, to achieve a dry, fluffy rice, I like to use 1 tomato chicken flavored bouillon cube and 2 cups of water. Now, on my other Mexican rice video, I have seen comments where there are some of you that cannot purchase the tomato flavored chicken bouillon cube. Well, here's another way that I like to make my Mexican rice or sub those ingredients. And what I like to do when I have it is use 2 cups of chicken stock or broth, and to that I will add 4 ounces of tomato sauce, but today I am using crushed tomatoes because I don't have tomato sauce, so either work fine. Now I'm going to start toasting my rice. Here I have a flat-bottomed pan with a lid. You want to make sure you have a pan with a tight-fitting lid. This is important. I'm going to preheat my pan, and the heat that I'm using will be near a low heat. It's not even a medium heat. On my dial, it's like a 3. You want to gradually toast your rice. You do not want to burn it. And I am going to add around a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil to my pan. Allow that to heat through, and then I'm going to gradually toast my rice until it achieves a light golden brown color. I also would like to mention that I will be putting the links below to my other rice videos. There are several ways that I make rice, and the reason for that is I have so many people in my family that like their Mexican rice different ways. So this is just another way that I thought I'd share with you guys. Okay, so my rice is now a light golden brown color. It is evenly toasted. So what I'm going to do next is start adding my other ingredients. Now usually I add the liquid and then add seasonings, but today I decided to add the seasonings first. Now just remember, when you add your seasonings first, it's okay to warm them through. That actually helps the seasoning sort of wake up and do its job, but it can turn quickly and start to burn. So you want to just move it around in the pan just for a little bit, and then you want to make sure to add your liquid shortly thereafter. Now what I'm going to do next is raise the temperature of my heat to around a medium-high heat, not to burn the rice or the seasonings, but I'm going to add my liquid, and I want to bring the rice up to a boil at this point. So that's why you want to turn your heat up. Now again, I'm just going to go ahead and move the seasonings and rice around so it doesn't burn. And then after giving it a quick toss in the pan, I'm going to add my liquid. I would also like to add that if you are using a homemade chicken stock or broth, at this point you might want to taste the liquid in your pan to taste it for salt. You might need to add salt if you make a lower sodium type chicken stock. Now if you are using the bouillon method, you will not need to add salt because the bouillon carries lots of sodium and salt, so you would not need to add any extra. Okay, so now at this point, I'm just going to let my rice come up to a boil. Now that my rice is up to a low boil, I'm going to cover with a lid. And I'm also going to lower the heat to a low heat, and I want my rice to simmer for around 18 to 20 minutes until it's done. And be sure not to lift the lid. It has been 18 minutes and my rice is done. Now what I like to do is just turn off the heat and let the rice sit with the lid on it for around 5 minutes. And then I like to fluff and serve. The rice smells so good. All of the cumin, garlic, onion powder, and the tomato, it just smells so good. Now, I will say this. I do notice when I use tomato sauces or crushed tomato that the rice does come out more on the wet side. So if you do prefer a drier rice when cooking Mexican rice, I will leave the link to the other method that I use, which is actually the way my father made it. It was quick, easy, convenient, and it was the texture that we all liked. So I hope you give this recipe a try because I like to think this is a good place to start.